Hello, friends. Have you ever thought about who your biggest enemy in life is? No one else, it's your own mind. Yes, the same mind that thinks all day, makes decisions, dreams, and then breaks those same dreams. Have you ever asked yourself this question? Why do I always feel so anxious? I want to achieve something big, yet why do I feel afraid? The truth is, we are all trapped in an invisible web that we don't even recognize. Mind traps. These are psychological traps that limit our thinking, question our self-worth, and imprison us in a cage that feels not just difficult, but impossible to escape. Maybe you're thinking this is all normal, feeling a little fear, comparing yourself to others, seeking approval. But what if I tell you that these so-called normal things are actually the biggest villains in your life? Imagine you're very close to a goal, just one step away, but suddenly a voice inside says, "Are you really worthy of this?" And you stop. We all have a part inside us that keeps pulling us back. Sometimes it comes in the form of guilt, sometimes as doubt, and sometimes as an unquenchable hunger for perfection that never feels satisfied. On the outside, everything may seem fine, but deep inside, we are fighting ourselves every single day. You don't even realize it, and every day you fall prey to thoughts that are growing inside you. These mind traps slowly eat away your motivation, blur your clarity, and suppress your full potential. And the most dangerous part, these traps are so subtle that you feel, "This is just my thinking. What's wrong with it?" But the truth is, this thinking isn't really yours. It's built from patterns developed through childhood, society, failures, and sometimes even your own experiences. Now the question is, can we break free from this? Can we change our thinking? Can we free ourselves from this invisible cage? In this video, we will explore those psychological traps that are silently controlling our lives. We will learn how these mind traps sabotage our decisions, relationships, careers, and even our happiness. And most importantly, we will learn how to escape them. So if you're ready to decode your thinking, if you truly want clarity, confidence, and control in your life, then watch this video till the end, because this is not just a book summary, it's a mindset surgery. Chapter 1. The Trap of Negative Thinking. Sometimes in life, it feels like darkness has taken over everything. Nothing seems to be going right, and even what is going right feels like it's lacking something. We get trapped in a mindset where we start seeing negativity in everything. Someone praises us, we think they're lying. Something good happens, we feel it won't last, and something bad is about to come. This doesn't happen randomly. It's the result of a thought pattern that slowly settles inside us. Negative thinking. This mindset eats away our energy from within. No matter how much success we get on the outside, a sense of emptiness remains inside. Every small problem starts to feel like a mountain, and we find ourselves caught in a loop where the same thoughts are repeated every day. "I'm not good enough. This always happens to me. I'm just unlucky." And in this way, we become the saddest character in our own story. In such times, the most dangerous thing is that this negative thinking doesn't just stay in our mind. It starts poisoning our actions, our decisions, and our relationships. A small mistake becomes a failure. Someone gives a suggestion, we take it as criticism. And even when someone genuinely cares for us, we start doubting them. Have you ever noticed? When negative thoughts repeatedly enter the mind, even the body starts supporting them. Sleep disappears, motivation vanishes, and a sense of heaviness starts to take over. This is the reason why this thinking doesn't remain just mental. It slowly begins to damage our emotional and physical health too. But the deepest impact is on something that should be our greatest strength: self-belief. Negative thinking makes us forget how to trust ourselves. We start taking others' opinions as our reality, and every time we try to take a big step, this mindset pulls us back into that comfort zone, where there is neither growth nor freedom. But now the question is, how do we get out of this? The first step to changing this mindset is awareness. When we begin to recognize how and when these thoughts are triggered within us, only then do we begin to build the strength to stop them. And the second step is replacement. For every negative thought, we must repeatedly respond with an empowered thought. It's not easy, but as this becomes a practice, the lens of the mind begins to clear. Challenges will always be there in life, but how we deal with them depends entirely on our thinking. And when you start shifting your thinking, not just your mental state, but your entire world begins to change. Chapter 2: The Trap of Self-Doubt. Have you ever told yourself before doing something, "I don't know if I'll be able to do this"? Or maybe a good opportunity came your way, but you let it go just because a voice inside kept saying, "You're not worthy of this"? If yes, then you are not alone. Many of us are fighting a battle every day with an enemy that lives inside us: self-doubt. This is the doubt that slowly cuts the roots of our confidence. It's that whisper that calls every achievement just luck and turns every effort into failure without even trying. The most dangerous aspect of self-doubt is that it slowly becomes our identity. We start seeing ourselves through the lens of that doubt. I'm ordinary. There's nothing special in me. I always make mistakes. What will people think? And this thinking becomes so habitual that we truly start to believe our worth is only what our inner fear tells us. But have you ever wondered, where does this self-doubt even come from? Sometimes it comes from childhood experiences, sometimes from repeated failures, and sometimes from just one sentence someone said long ago: "You can't do this." And that one line, it sits deep in your heart like a scar. No matter how hard you try after that, your mind keeps searching for proof that you're not enough. And when you begin to doubt yourself, the world starts doubting you too. Opportunities pass you by. And you just stand there, watching, helpless. Then comes a point when you stop taking risks. You choose to stay safe. You call your dreams impractical and quietly place them on a shelf. Slowly, a person full of talent begins to learn how to adjust to an average life. But here's the truth. Self-doubt is an illusion. It's not your reality. It's just a layer of fear built on years of conditioning, layered over your real self. And this illusion, it can be broken with awareness, with action, and with acceptance. Whenever you start doubting your own abilities, remember, your mind is just looking for proof. And the only way to give it that proof is through action. So the very first step, start collecting small victories. Every time you achieve something, no matter how small, celebrate it. Remind yourself again and again, "I did this, and I can do much more." The most powerful way to silence self-doubt is to step out of your comfort zone. The more you push yourself, the more you learn from your failures, the more your doubt will start transforming into confidence. And here's the most important thing. Stop listening to the noise outside. Start listening to the voice within, because the truth is, no one in the world can believe in you more than you can believe in yourself. And once that belief wakes up inside you, no trap, no fear, no doubt, nothing can stop you. Chapter 3. The Trap of Fear. Fear, an emotion that can't be seen, but grips us from the inside. It's not that we don't feel our fear. We know we're scared. Yet, we don't name it. We run from it. We hide it. Sometimes it's the fear of failure. Sometimes rejection. Sometimes fear of judgment from others. And many times the biggest fear is the fear of success. Yes, because if we become successful, will we be able to handle it? This fear binds our life in invisible chains. We want to do something, there is a dream, a goal. But the moment we take the first step, our heart starts beating fast. Questions arise in the mind. What if I fail? And just out of fear of that one question, we do nothing. We stop right there, keep thinking, and the biggest opportunities of life slip from our hands. The most surprising thing is, this fear thrives more in our imagination than in reality. 90% of fears never actually happen, but the mind makes them so real that they bring us to the point of paralysis. We overthink, we imagine the worst-case scenarios, and then decide. Doing nothing is the safest option. But have you ever thought that the very thing you're afraid of might actually be the path to your growth? The comfort zone in which you feel safe, that might actually be the biggest threat. The fear of losing yourself keeps you away from action. But action is the very thing that destroys fear. Every time you face a fear, the confidence that comes afterward can't be described. It's a reminder that fear was just an illusion. And yes, having fear is not wrong. It's a natural emotion. But running from it, letting it control your life decisions, that's the real trap. When we live under the influence of fear, we merely survive. We don't live. So next time when your mind gets scared of trying something new, pause for a moment and ask yourself just one question. What lies beyond this fear? Maybe a new beginning, maybe your dream life, maybe that version of you who is far better than who you are today. Fear will always be there, but learning to walk with that fear, that's life. Because there's only one difference between winners and dreamers. Winners take action despite fear. Chapter 4. The Trap of Limiting Beliefs. Have you ever told yourself, I can't do this? Maybe this just isn't written in my destiny. I'm not that lucky. This is enough for me. If yes, then just pause. Think for a moment. Why do you think this way? Is it the absolute truth? Or is it an invisible wall created by your mind? If there's one thing in this world that's the most powerful, it's your belief. And the most dangerous thing is also your belief, if it's against you. All of us have some invisible rules inside us that stop us from exploring ourselves. These rules, we don't make them ourselves. We inherit them. From childhood, from society, from failures, from comparisons, and sometimes from just one instance of rejection. Slowly, these rules turn into strong beliefs. I'm average. I can never be rich. I'm not worthy of love. Success is only for others. These are the limiting beliefs that trap our potential in a small boundary. And the saddest part is, these beliefs never stop us directly. They just make us feel that we don't even want to move forward, a person who has the power to fly. If told since childhood that he has no wings, he will spend his entire life crawling on the ground. He'll never look at the sky, never even try to fly because he's accepted that he can't. Now think, aren't you doing something similar in your life? Have you unknowingly bounded your potential with an invisible ceiling? The trickiest part of limiting beliefs is that they can't be seen, only felt. Like you're interested in something, but the mind immediately says, "You're too late to start. You don't have the resources. What will people say? You've never tried before, why now?" And we believe it. But the truth is, these beliefs can be broken. Yes, it's difficult, but not impossible. The first step is to identify the beliefs that are holding you back. Question them. Is this true? Is there any logical proof of it? And then, gradually rewrite them. Changing belief systems is a process, a practice. And every time we challenge an old fear or doubt, we open a new gate of possibility. Every great person's success story begins from this point, when they broke their limiting belief, when they told themselves, "Why not?" Your story, too, can begin from here. Update your belief system. Because you are not what someone told you, you are what you choose to believe about yourself. Chapter 5. The Trap of Perfectionism. Have you ever not started something just because you couldn't make it perfect? Or maybe you started something but left it midway because it wasn't meeting your expectations. If these feelings sound familiar, then maybe you too have fallen into the trap called perfectionism. You see, at first glance, perfectionism looks beautiful. It feels like we are very committed to our work, very sincere, and to some extent that's true. But deep inside, this same perfectionism becomes an invisible chain. It starts slowly killing our productivity, our creativity, and above all, our growth. Perfectionism says either everything should be flawless or it should not be done at all. And this mindset stops us again and again from taking action. Many times we spend so much time polishing a simple idea that it never even gets launched. We keep delaying our goals thinking it's not the right time yet. Let me prepare a bit more. The design should be better. Let me make a perfect plan first. And in this cycle of planning, the most important steps of life never actually happen. But do you know what hurts the most? When someone else brings that same idea to the market, even if imperfect, tries it, and gradually starts growing. And you remain standing with your perfect plan which has still never come off the paper. Perfectionism also traps us in comparison. We constantly compare ourselves to others. His content is more polished than mine. His life is more organized. He is more confident than I am. And then we hold ourselves back because we can't reach that level of perfection either. But understand one truth. Progress is always better than perfection. In real life, the winner is not the most perfect one, but the one who stays consistent, the one who starts imperfectly, makes mistakes, learns from them, and keeps evolving. Perfection is an illusion, a place that never really comes. It will always tell you to wait a little more, and then one day you'll say to yourself, "I wish I had started." So next time your mind says, "Not yet, it's not perfect yet," reply to it, "Even if it's imperfect, I'm starting." Because the real beauty lies in the work done from the heart. even if it's rough, raw, but real. Chapter 6: The Trap of Comparison. Imagine you wake up in the morning, pick up your phone, and open Instagram or YouTube. The very first post is someone's foreign trip, the next someone's luxury car, then six-pack abs, a million subscribers, dreamy wedding photos. And then a quiet question arises within you. Where am I in my life? That's where the dangerous game of comparison begins. Our mind slowly starts measuring our shortcomings against other people's achievements, and the happiness we had until yesterday begins to feel worthless. The progress we were excited about now seems meaningless, because now we're comparing it to someone else's story. This trap is the most cunning because it catches us even when we think we're just feeling inspired. But we don't even realize when inspiration turns into jealousy, and jealousy turns into self-doubt. Social media has turned our lives into highlight reels. Everyone is showing their best moments, best angles, best filters, and we start comparing those 15 seconds of sparkle with our 24-hour reality, without knowing how much darkness lies behind that shine. Comparison hits our self-worth the hardest. We start getting disconnected from ourselves. We begin to disrespect our own journey, and slowly our focus shifts from achievement to competition. Instead of thinking, I want to do this, we begin to think, I have to do better than him. And that's where we lose, because comparison never ends. There will always be someone better than you, smarter, richer, more talented, luckier. But now think, has anyone else gone through your exact journey? Do they have the same background, challenges, timing, and circumstances as you? If not, then what's the point of comparison? Your journey is yours. Your speed is yours. Whether someone reaches before or after, what difference does it make? When the goal is to live, not just to win. The best way to break comparison is gratitude and self-awareness. When you start appreciating your journey, celebrating your small victories, and comparing yourself only to your previous version, that's when real growth begins. Because the person who competes with himself never loses. So next time you scroll on social media, pause. Take a deep breath and say to yourself, their story may be inspiring, but my story is unique, and I will live it with pride. Chapter: The Trap of Guilt. Have you ever felt a heaviness inside you, like you've done something wrong and it keeps haunting you every moment? Some old decision, a broken promise, or a moment where you hurt someone, and that guilt doesn't leave you until you've lost the peace within. This guilt, it is an emotional trap that quietly eats us from the inside. We don't forget, we can't forgive, and we keep living with the feeling that we did something wrong, a mistake, a hasty decision that still troubles our conscience. The biggest impact of guilt is that it doesn't let us move forward. Someone once said mistakes teach us, but if we get trapped in those mistakes, we can never learn. And this is the trap where guilt captures us. We punish ourselves so many times that we start believing we don't even deserve happiness. We get so tangled in our mistakes that we lose our present. Think about it. Have you ever apologized to someone? But did you forgive yourself? Did you give your heart the freedom to love itself? Often guilt makes us think that if we had done something right, everything would have been fine. But is that really true? A person trapped in guilt can never truly be happy. Why? Because when you're constantly thinking about your mistake, you can never walk on the path ahead. Should I have done this? Was I right? Am I a good person? These questions take away our progress. Every effort becomes a punishment of guilt. But there is a truth hidden here. Mistakes are the biggest teachers. The bigger the mistake, the greater the lesson. And without that lesson, we can never grow. If you've done something wrong, accept it, learn from it, and forgive yourself. If others can forgive, then why can't we forgive ourselves? The path to inner peace is self-forgiveness and letting go. When you are free from the weight of guilt, you begin to feel lighter. You become the person who acknowledges their mistakes and moves forward, not someone who stays stuck in them. In the trap of guilt, we lose our present. But through self-forgiveness, we can shape our future. To take the next step, we must first lighten our hearts. And when the heart is light, every step moves in a new direction. So next time guilt tries to take control of you, pause. Tell yourself, yes, I made a mistake, but now I deserve to move forward. Because accepting your mistakes and forgiving yourself, that is the real strength. As we pass through these mind traps, one thing becomes clear. We have the power to break these traps. These traps are created to confuse us so that we drift away from our truth and fail to recognize our real strength. But the truth is that the way to break every trap lies within us. With self-awareness, self-acceptance, and self-love, we can rise above these challenges. Negative thinking discourages us, but when we direct our thoughts the right way, we can change our situation. Self-doubt forces us to question our capabilities, but when we recognize our real strength, we can overcome any difficulty. Fear stops us from taking action, but when we face our fear, that very fear becomes our greatest strength. Limiting beliefs tie us to our boundaries, but when we challenge them, we feel our true power. Perfectionism traps us in the effort to be perfect, but when we imperfectly progress, we bring real change. Comparison makes us habitual of comparing ourselves to others, but when we embrace our uniqueness, we discover our full potential. And finally, guilt surrounds us with our mistakes, but when we forgive ourselves, we can regain our confidence. Every trap is a lesson, a teaching that guides us on the path of our growth. Recognizing these traps and freeing ourselves from them is the biggest step of our lives. And the most important thing is, they can't stop us unless we allow ourselves to become their victim. The moment we break free from these traps, we begin to see ourselves in a new light. We become a better version of ourselves, the version that confidently moves forward in life, learns from mistakes, and believes in itself in every situation. Now what will you do? Will you let these traps stop you from growing in life? Or will you see them as stepping stones and move past them by recognizing your true strength? This is your journey. And remember, you are the creator of your own destiny. If you like this video, please like and share it. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now so you can receive many more motivational and life-changing insights in every new video. Now take care of yourself, let go of your inner fears and doubts, and always remember, you have the power to break any trap. Stay inspired, keep growing, and keep moving forward in life.